Hey guys, Patty Becker here. Got this on a coffee break. Let me get myself comfortable. I am preparing a slightly impromptu episode today as I just felt compelled to share something about the energies that are prevailing, and I am picking up on a lot of psychic information, and not all of it is coming from good sources, and not all of it is positive in the message. As a matter of fact, it feels that intense meditation, journaling, uh, shielding yourself from these external forces is the only way to do here a clear, positive voice. I think we are guided by very difficult energies. We're in between eclipses, and I know it's personal, everybody feels them differently, but I do feel like we are all collectively picking up on a lot of energies of, for example, the moon card, which is all about illusions and difficult choices and pushing through these enormous gates that are in the front of us that feel like we don't have what it takes to open them. Yet we must do it. We have to see what's on the other side. And so we have to let go of illusions of self grandeur, of being not enough, of most of all, duality. The illusion of duality is so strongly emphasized right now. We're going back and forth between who is right and who is wrong, and who is on the right side, who is on the wrong side. We are being manipulated to be divided. And I really do believe that this manipulation is coming in a form of toxic news. I'm not going to go to the gym today because they have like 72 TVs all over the damn thing. And as much as I enjoy exercising amongst other people, I don't think I will be able to handle watching all of that crap. I'm sorry, guys, but this is all making us, and I know you know that. I know you know that. It's just turn it off. Shield yourself. We're going to talk about shields today. Psychic protection. We're going to pull some cards to see how we can get through all of this with grace. And most importantly, how can we do our day by day things we do? You know, our chores, our work, our time to rest. How we spending the resting time? You know, I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of all of the chaos that's going on around, because I feel like there's a lot of things in my life, including my room where I'm recording right now, that are kind of chaotic. I definitely need to pick up the massive amount of books and magazines and other things that have been waiting for their turn. Decluttering. So shielding yourself from the chaos, the clutter. Move something around, change the way your bed is facing, directions. Maybe north is a really good way to go. So set up some candles, use some sage. Sage is known to remove negative forces and kind of clear the space, but it's also, and that's scientifically proven, sage is able to clear pathogens and all sorts of microbes from the air. It really purifies physically the space around us. So open the window, let the little bad guys out, and find a space where you can ground, whether it's inside of your home or outside in the nature, grounding is going to be really important right now because, like I said, we're psychically pulled up with all of these stories. Atlas is coming our way. What the heck is that? We're going to pull cards on that too, I have a feeling, because it's all of it all at once. And I think we just can't buy into this anymore. So, shielding yourself comes really well with the Pentacle cards. In Thoth Tarot deck, they're called discs. I like to call them shields. And they're protective forces. They're forces of earth. So groundedness, right? The ability to reach into your own wisdom and source of power without applying fear, worry, or external simulations in the process of decision making. Of course, you can use crystals. I like to do that. Black stones are a very good protection, and they carry good protection energy. So jet and obsidians, tourmaline, smoky quartz is fantastic because it also purifies the energy. Just goes deep down into that earthly realm and brings through its crystalline form the wisdom, the messages, but also purifies it. It takes it like high up. Jaspers are amazing. What would make you feel safe in your own space? Maybe this is something you need to wear. Maybe flowers make you feel happy and you feel gloomy by everything that's going on. You feel like the world is upside down. Yes, it is. So what can you do for yourself that would cheer you up a little? Wear that pretty flowery dress. Take yourself out for ice cream. I know it's going to be difficult to withdraw because we're adrenalized and we're being... Well, it's a form of addiction. We need to know what's going on, right? No, we don't. We know what's going on. And the information will come our way one way or the other. So why bombard your psyche with all of that extra crap? I'm not saying forever and ever. I'm not saying you never can't watch the news again. If you want to do that, that's fine. That just right now, it's like we have some sort of open portals, and I am sensing them. I'm not really pointing any direction. I'm just feeling them in my solar plexus. My solar plexus is like trying to escape. It's incredible. I rarely experience that much of anxiety. So I'm sharing. Maybe you guys are doing much better and you found some fun and good ways to ground and push through all of this. So please share. I'll be happy to try. Other than that, I would like to pull some cards. And I'm gonna make sure you guys see all of that because the pictures are worth 1,000 words. I grounded the space. I have used Shiva temple incense, and the question we would like to know: how can we be guided during the period between the eclipses and beyond? How can we shield and protect ourselves in the best possible way? The first card I'm gonna pull is for things of the past. The second is the present situation, and the third card is the future. We're gonna go from there, okay? So the past, 10 of Swords, present, 10 of Cups, future, the Emperor. Okay. The first thing we see is that all of these cards represent a lot of fiery energy, red backgrounds, a lot of heat, a lot of tension, and a lot of release. We are being guided toward a greater self-expression self-empowerment. And it will happen if we open our hearts, if we truly express who we are as humans, as starseeds, as creatures of this earth that is so dangerous. It's all about survival. It's all about making it true. So the 10 of Swords, that fear, that feeling like nothing is left other than a clash of energy. And it's all mental, you guys. This is like in our minds, in our heads. It's an energy of air, element of air. So air element is all about things that are happening in our mental sphere, how we communicate, what do we receive. So this is what I said. All of that psychic attack comes from media that are trying to divide us, to break our hearts. So the present situation guides us through an opening to a greater possibility. No, both tense. So we are at the final stage of something that is taking shape right now. We are seeing an enormous amount of tension and pressure, and we are able to release that by becoming this all-serving, all-loving, all-encompassing leader. This is not about someone else who is going to come and save us, okay? This is not about someone making the right decision and us hoping that it will just work out somehow for all of us. We are in the middle of this tension and we have the tools. The Emperor holds all the keys because he has gained the knowledge of what it is to be, in this case, could be a good father, a good man, a wise teacher. And since all the cards, and we all have both masculine and feminine aspects, this is also a feminine aspect of peaceful guidance, inner guidance that comes from, learned struggles and mistakes that have been made. Okay, so these cards are looking very, very interesting. I am going to pull for another 3 questions that will kind of follow up the first 3 cards, and that's going to be how can we protect ourselves to the best of our abilities? What is that we need to know at this time, and possible outcome? Okay, so how can we protect ourselves is interesting. We got 5 of Swords. So once again, a pressure, conflict. This is related to the 10 of Swords. We have to stay centered, not allow all of this external propaganda, this external need for your attention to take over. So what we need to know about the situation is also very interesting. This is the Hangman card that came up. The Hangman is the major arcana card, and it's number 12. The Hangman indicates a time of changing your perspective on the situation we are in. The Hangman is not allowed to do anything physical. He can't move. He can just hang around. So all he can do is just gain new insights and allow the mind release the toxicity, release the external informations not needed at this time to make a future progress. The Hangman is an enlightened state of consciousness. This is the time for us to receive psychic downloads that are pure and clear and beautiful and inspiring. That's that 10 of cups out there. It wants us to fill our hearts with joy and happiness that comes from things simple, that are in our own kingdom, in our own universe. You can make a beautiful dinner or buy a nice flower or a gift for someone, make a phone call, change a little habit, something that is close to you, that's going to make the biggest impact right now, is what we need to all focus on. Not the worldly stuff. It's nothing you can do about it. It's just we're hanging, watching it, and whether we absorb the negativity or we let it go, it's going to be up to us. And then as a possible outcome, we have the Queen of Pentacles, or Shields. And she says that we will overcome all of this, and we will look at this period as more enriched, and we will gain wisdom and some sort of profits as well. Perhaps this is a good time to focus on your little art projects or something you've been putting away for the longest time. Taking your mind away from the things that are destructive right now and placing that energy into a love project of yours will take you out of this situation faster. I'm not saying fast. The Queen of Pentacles is the earth energy, and that is a slow energy. Earth takes her time to move from cycle to cycle, and the Queen has her wisdom to know not to rush things, but allowing yourself to become preoccupied with ruling your own kingdom. You've got the king, the emperor and the queen. I think that makes a good match. And she is wise. She's grounded. So, I am gonna pull one more card from this beautiful deck. A guidance from a goddess. A guidance from a goddess. Give me 1 sec, you guys. Okay, guys, so I did something I rarely do, which is I pulled 2 cards because I did not like the first one. And I'm gonna share both of those because they're both difficult to receive. And perhaps that is exactly what we need right now. Understand what we're going through in order to process and to protect ourselves from that which is not going to help us release and move forward. So the first card is the Aztec goddess Cuauhtlicue. She is the goddess of grief. She placed her daughter's severed head on the sky, and she became the moon goddess. And Cuauhtlicue really is here to help us face our fears, face our grief, understand that we are feeling these deep emotions for a very important reason. We're not supposed to just feel good on top of feeling really, really anxious and nervous and worried. This is about letting these emotions surface so we can process them. But just like with grief, we cannot stay in that energy forever. We have to move on. The seasons change and all is in a state of transition. Even grief, if fully faced, will finally lessen. In time, you will feel stronger and more alive. Remember that your process takes as long as it needs. That everyone has its own timing, everyone processing their own grief and sadness and worries at different speed, right? So feel your feelings and then don't stay too long in them. And then the second card that came up is Sphinx, which represents challenge. I would like to know something we don't know, guys. All right, Sphinx. Sphinx. And this is our guiding card. So she's a goddess from Greek mythology, rather less a goddess, more a monster, right? She has a woman's head and breast, dog's body, lion's paws, wings of an eagle, and a tail of a serpent. The serpent also has came up with Coatlicue, and so that is this transformational energy. To the ancient Egyptians, she symbolically represented the river Nile and its seasons. She was also a manifestation of Hathor, goddess of birth and death. The Sphinx of Egypt was built as guardian of the horizons, the rising and setting sun. It holds the keys to the wisdom gates. In the path to deep knowing, initiates had to confront the challenges that the Sphinx posed. Kind of like that moon card. We are faced with these challenges and we need to face them full-heartedly. So the meaning of this card is this: the Sphinx will not let you pass until you respond to her challenge. She asks, how can you meet a challenge and prosper in all the aspects of your being? You can let yourself get torn down by challenge, or kicked, or pounded, or defeated. But how can you take the challenge and use its energy to nurture yourself? Have you been running from challenges all your life and now find you haven't developed the energy or power to face them? Perhaps it's easier to ignore challenge and go on with self-limiting behavior. Or maybe you feel that life is all messed up. Whatever way you have been dancing with challenge in the past has to change. The greatest challenge in living is how you respond to challenges. The Sphinx says the only way to wholeness on your path is to meet your challenges face to face. Okay, guys, let's become the wise emperors of our own kingdom, of our own selves. Let's meet the challenge, whatever it means to you. Let's allow the emotions come through us. Let's recognize them. Let's be with them. It's all for a reason. But remember, getting pulled by the external pseudo-psychic activities of these incredibly manipulative forces out there are not the way, and this is not where the treasures are buried. So let's look for our treasures in our challenges. Going through this with your chin up and have a smile to yourself in the mirror next time you see yourself. We're definitely living in interesting times. May all you be well. I love you very much. Bye.